showing and leading by example to get thousands of customers in your organization across Canada, US. So congrats, and congrats to everybody that did a testimonial. You guys are doing great. And I'm just here, guys, tonight just for around 10 minutes, just to share a little bit about my story, but more importantly, what will happen in the upcoming months to the next 2-3 years in the ASEAN Canada opportunity and the US. There's a lot of things happening. So if you're here for the first time, I know it's a lot of information. I'll give you back my story for you guys to relate. I signed in this business over 23 years ago. So I know some of you right now, you're like, I'm 22, I was not born. Yes, I know it's been a while. The company's been around more than 30 years, but I signed up over 23 years ago. I was a full-time student. I was 19 years old. I was here in Montreal. I say here because I'm in Toronto, Montreal, and I have some family in Spain, so I'm kind of everywhere. But I was born and raised in Montreal, and a friend of mine after a basketball practice just introduced me to the opportunity. He asked me after a basketball practice, say, Matthew, do you want to make money? And I say, yes. But then the question I had in my mind was this friend of mine was a broke friend. Like, it was the captain of the brokest friend. Like, he was so broke, like he owed me money. So I was like, why is he asking me? Like, I don't know how you got introduced tonight in the Zoom, but for me, no credibility. The guy was a good friend, but like no credibility for money. So he said, come to this place this time. I said, okay. I went to this meeting. There was around like 150 people in the room. It was in my school. And then there's a guy that I didn't know, but it was a 23-year-old multi-millionaire named Simon Abboud. If you go on YouTube, you do Simon Abboud, you'll see he's a well-known leader in the industry, and he explained the opportunity that you heard tonight. The only difference 20 plus years ago, we only had one service. It was long distance. So I remember my family's from New Brunswick. So I remember it used to cost, a lot of money to my mom and dad to call in New Brunswick. So I told myself, I'm going to get a lot of customers. So I got super excited. I got signed up. My first 2 months, I made $0. Now, I know this might not something I should say on the Zoom right now, but the reason I'm saying this is because everybody's journey is different. So my journey in the first 2 months, I didn't make money, but the reason why, and this is, if you're going to sign up in this business, all I can tell you with more than 2 decades of experience is you have to be coachable. Now, I work with people that are in real estate that are making, 7-figure a year, and when they join ACN, I let them know, hey, you're successful in what you do, but you're not successful in what we do, and you need to be coachable. And those people that are coachable are having success. Again, so number one, be coachable. Number two, you need to understand that there's a lot of people, sometimes they work, but they don't understand the difference between having a job and a business. Sometimes when you work as an employee, you're going to put 10 hours, you're going to get paid on 10 hours. So if you make $50 an hour, you're going to get paid $500 at the end of 10 hours. In business, you might put 10 hours and get paid like I did the first 2 months. You get paid $0. But the 11 hours, you might get a bonus of $1,000 in ACN. So never compare a job to a business, which is ACN. Always look at it as a sideline, as another source of income. And that's what happened to me. After 2 months, I got coachable. I understood it was a business. I needed to work on myself. I was very shy, really reserved. I didn't speak, English or Spanish now because my wife is Spanish, and English because, again, it's international business. But the thing is, I work on myself. Within 9 months, I had enough to go full time. And within 4 years and a half, I went to see my mom and had the chance to retire my mom. And that's been more than 19 years now. My mom's been not working because of this opportunity. So why am I saying that to you? Because my reason I got started, yes, it was to make money. When you're young, you want to make money. But then I got into more and more, and I realized, hey, if I can do that full time. And then when I went full time, I was like, what if I can retire my mom? So for me, was something very important when I started. So I'm not too sure why you're here tonight, because a lot of people, they're like, oh, I want to make money, but why? Why you want to make money? So if you're here tonight, maybe this presentation is going to go one side to the other, that's okay. But I'll tell you something at the end. In the next 1 or 2 years, somebody else will talk to you about this opportunity, and you'll remember the French guy that looks like Batman, or Bruce Wayne. You'll remember me saying what I'm going to talk about for the next services that's going to happen in Canada, US. So you need to make sure that you know why you're doing this business. I had a different reason why. Terry had a different reason why. There's a lot of people that sign up in this business with different reasons why. But for me, I need you guys to understand what's the most important thing in this business. It's not about just working hard, because you can work hard in anything. You can work hard at your job, you can work hard in real estate, you can work hard. But if it's the wrong timing, you're gonna work hard, but you're not gonna have as much success if it's the right timing. So why I'm so excited, because the last 10 years, ACN launched only 2-3 new services. So when I signed up 20 years ago, we only had one services. We went to around 9-10 services in the last 20 years. So we went into merchant services, went into Zoom Energy, we went into telecommunication, obviously, with TELUS in Canada. But what we're doing in the next few months, it's going to start with the US. We're going in the US. We're launching our own bank in the fintech business. So we're going to be providing credit cards, bank accounts, loans, multiple source of banking options to customers in the US with our own fintech or our own bank. And that's something magical, because everything that ACN's been doing the last plus 30 years, everything they do in the US, then they transform in Canada. They launched Zoom in the US, Energy, they came to Canada. They launched telecommunication in the US, they came into Canada. They launched merchant service in the US, they came to Canada. So that's all the process. So right now, the reason I'm excited, because how many people have a credit card with high interest rate? Would they like to save money? Yes. Would you like to make money on interest people pay, on money on the bank that people leave? So guys, this is I love Energy. Don't get me wrong. I could close my light here and you get paid. That's great. If you're in Alberta, you get paid. But making money on banking, on credit card, on loans, guys, this is a huge industry, and we're going to be the only direct sell company in the Canadian market that's going to offer an opportunity to get paid on this. But now we're still the only company in Canada in direct sell that's giving the opportunity for people to get paid on cell phone, internet, energy, and more than that, we're the only company in energy markets or telecom market that is giving the opportunity for people to not pay for their cell phone every month. So if you're paying $90 a month, $100 a month, you just join our business, get 10 customers. Let's say you say, Matthew, I don't want this to be complicated. Great. Sign in this business, get your online store. It's $3.99. Okay. If people say, why do I have to pay? Because it's a business. If somebody says it's free, it's not a business. You need to invest to make money. That's the way business works. So you get your online store. You refer 10 customers. It doesn't matter if it takes you a year. It doesn't matter. There's no deadline. You get 10 cell phone customer under your representative ID number. Your cell phone is getting credit month after month with TELUS. And now you get excited. You're like, oh, I'm saving $1,000 a year. Yeah, guess what? Can you get an internet customer? And you do the same thing. That's another $1,000 a year. So it's for me, it's even if you're thinking, I can't really do what Ty's doing, or you can, because you know people that are using services, but you also know people that wants to make more money. So all we do is this: we acquire a customer with online store, and we're getting paid on the bill, and we're getting credit our own services once we get that. But we also refer people that is getting a opportunity to start with ACN, and we're getting residual on their customers. And a lot of people say, well, Matthew, how did you acquire hundreds of thousands of customers? That's the number one question after each training that we do with large people, which is thousands of people. They always ask me this, and I say, it's very simple. There's no way Matthew could have get himself hundreds of thousands of customers. But if you have thousands of representatives that are getting each of them 10, 20, 50, 100 customers, this is how you can gather hundreds of thousands of customers. Now, the reason I'm saying that is not to impress you, is to impress upon you that leverage is the key to success. And if you don't believe me, ask any business owner. If they're playing golf and they have 10 employees, they're still getting paid because they're leveraging time of people. Now this is your opportunity tonight, and that's the reason I'm being straight with you, because maybe it's the first time you hear about an opportunity like ACN. But if you don't start your business, you're not controlling your life. Somebody else controls your life. When you pick up a job, the job will determine your lifestyle. But when you pick up ACN and you work part-time until it goes to a plan A, well, guess what? You will determine your lifestyle, and ACN will give you the money and time together. That's the beauty of our concept. And a lot of people say, well, Matthew, not everybody can become a millionaire. 100%. Like if somebody says it's easy ACN, they're lying to you. I'm sorry, they're lying. If somebody says, oh, everybody becomes, no, nobody can become a millionaire in one day or 1 year. But what I guarantee you is this: we have so many people throughout Canada, US, that are in a position, what we call with residual income, to be financially dependent. So every month there's thousands of customers getting, a bill. We're getting a percentage every month. We're not rich. Some people say, well, this guy's made 3,000 or 4,000. No, he's not rich, but at least he's getting enough money to do full-time what he likes. And that's the beauty of our concept. That's why our mission is to help people go out there, plan B, to turn to a plan A. So if you have something in your mind right now and you have a question, you have anything, make sure you talk to the person that invited you here, because tonight was just an overview.